Why is he hot and cold? And how do you make him stop? Hello, my name is Chengi, and you, my precious one, are my world. Welcome to Chengi's world, right here, where I teach you how to present as a high value, high status, high worth woman that men find completely irresistible. Can I get an amen? Okie dokie. So if you're that girl and you're ready to take it up a notch, be the best version of yourself that is possibly possible, and you're ready to really be that girl, this right here is your channel, right? So welcome if you're new. Angel, make sure you hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and make sure that you like, share, and comment, and let's grow this community of women of a higher consciousness looking to be the best version of themselves so that they can have the cream of the crop when it comes to men. Hello. Okie dokie. So hot and cold, hot and cold, hot and cold is something that really annoys me, and I'm sure I'm not alone in this situation. There isn't a woman on the earth who enjoys the uncertainty of a man blowing hot and cold, hot and cold, hot and cold. We want to be in a situation, and we thrive in a situation. If you've been on my channel, you will know that I always say that we thrive in a situation as women where we feel loved, where we feel appreciated, where we feel as though we are comfortable, and that the man who is pursuing us is steady, because safety is a priority of the feminine woman. Emotional safety, physical safety. Safety is something that as women we crave, and so when we are exposed to hot and cold, on and off relationships, it brings our levels of anxiety up, and then we begin to attach with a lot of anxiety. Now, at this point, there's also something else that is created that really begins to work against us, is we start to actually build up chemistry for this person, because it's a psychological game. When they go cold, then all of a sudden we want them. We start to reflect on ourselves and think, I need to have this person, and we begin to look at ourselves and think, what have I done wrong? Where have I made a mistake? Did I say something? And then we start going through the conversation we had with the person before he went cold, and then when we've sort of tortured ourselves long enough, he comes back into our lives, and he's the most amazing man, is giving us the most amazing time. But even that time, because we've built a pattern, we know that it's so short-lived, because he's gonna bugger off again with no explanation. So this becomes a very toxic cycle that usually comes from really men that are narcissistic and like to have control of a woman's emotional well-being, being the one that, that whole Stockholm syndrome, where I reward you even though I punish you, and I'm the one who heals you, and I'm the one that makes it better. And so we get stuck in this cycle of toxicity. Now, personally, if you have been following me long enough, you will know that I don't even have time for that level of foolishness in my life. Okay, the moment a man starts to go cold without explanation, it's gonna be bye, goodbye, bye-bye, bye. And the truth of the matter is, most men know the kind of woman they can pull certain stunts on, because they're quite intuitive about the woman that they can get away with stuff. And truth be told is, if you haven't seen my video about the fact that men test you, men like to test to see, one of the reasons a men test is to see the kind of quality of woman that you are. If you are the kind of woman who will tolerate hot and cold, they will figure out by the first time they go cold. Now, for me, I would say, when I used to go dating, on the first date, I'd be like, one of the things I just don't have time for is anybody who's hot and cold. The moment a guy goes cold on me, he may as well stay that way, because I'm never going to pursue a man. And I tell you what, guys, I've gotten different reactions from that. Sometimes I've gotten the whole, who does she think she is? And sometimes there's always being taken aback that I've experienced. But what is important to me is not a man's reaction to my standards, because that's his business. That's what he's entitled to, okay? He's entitled to his reaction. He's entitled to his opinion. What matters to me is the communication, the effective communication of what my standards are. So whatever your reaction is to my standards, what it's saying to me is that my standard has been heard and understood clearly, okay? So this is really where we fall as women, is we're so afraid to run him off that we don't actually clearly state our standard. And one of them is on and off, breaking communication patterns. You know, we text every day, every morning at this around this time, and all of a sudden tomorrow I don't get a text, and then I start getting texts at 8 p.m. and then the next day it's at 12. That's erratic. It doesn't work for me. And if you are somebody that is struggling with communication, don't know how to communicate exactly what you want to a man so that he can give it to you, then you need to order the replay to the communication masterclass, and it would be in the description box below, and really learn how to ask a man for the things that you want and not assume that you're going to get them. But it's really important with hot and cold, before you get into any situation, coming into it with the idea that it is quite possible that the man who's standing in front of you, sitting in front of you, having dinner with you, chasing you, pursuing you, is quite possibly capable of going cold on you. You know, knowing that every single man that comes to say hello is capable of being the guy that can spark you, excite you, but also the guy that can disappoint you, let you down. And so coming with that assumption that yes, I am open, I'm available for fun, for consistency, for a relationship, for whatever it is that you are ready for, but I'm also aware that this is a behavior that is on the table, and I'm just letting you know that the fun will cease and desist, and access to me, my time and my attention will cease and desist when the following is violated. It presents you as a high value woman. So that's one of the ways. And I've done this before. And I have had a guy go cold anyway. Because there are guys that are going to try you, right? You said it and they want to see if you're going to walk it. Now, the only thing to do when a man goes cold or breaks communication patterns is to enforce military silence. Okay, you will not chase him. You will not find out if he's died at the bottom of a bus, in a hospital, or whatever we try and tell ourselves. I always have these conversations with women, and this is what I get. Because I'm the sort of person who really just can't let somebody suffer, and I don't know, and you know, I'm the sort of person who likes to know that he's okay. Honey, listen. Do that with your little brothers and sisters. Do that with your family and friends. When it comes to your man, you are not his mama. And some of you ladies need to stop mothering these men. You need to stop taking care of their feelings, okay? Men don't need you to take care of their feelings, right? Men want you to be a challenge. Men want you to be high value. Men want you to be a prize. They already have a mama who takes care of their feelings. They want a woman that respects them for their thoughts. And honest, of course, we're going to treat them well so that we don't break their hearts. But the point I'm making is it not your job to check up on him, to see if he's, I just wanted to check up on him. Or I just want, listen, if he hasn't texted you and he hasn't made communication, then he has deliberately not done that. Your response, by completely going zero silence, especially when you have already pre-warned him, lets him know that he has already broken a sacred rule. This is not about him as much as about yourself. When you begin to honor yourself, honor your standards, honor the things that matter to you, that is how you elevate into a high value woman. Listen, I have so many girls going, I'm a high value woman, I'm a high value woman. But actually, when push comes to shove and men start behaving this kind of way, you're in my DM telling me about some way that some man is disrespecting you and how you still love him. That is not high value. That is not high value because you just honor yourself. A high value woman honors herself. She honors her standards. She honors the things that she says she will and will not accept. And she walks into the room very clear about what she will and will not accept in terms of a man's treatment of her, right? So set for yourself a standard in your head, communicate that standard to him, and then when he violates it, enforce it. If he should come back with a big old excuse about what happened and his dog and his cat and his mama while he was away, well, if you're dealing with a Chen, you're gonna get, thank you so much for the explanation. I really appreciate it. However, I don't date men that fall off grid. So I wish you well, and I hope that you go and find a woman that will do whatever it is that you want her to do, okay? I'm a goodbye kind of girl. Why? Because quite frankly, I have an abundance mindset that I have developed. I wasn't born with it. Yes, I used to be a dating doormat. Yes, I used to be pathetic. But I had to develop these mindsets in order for me to become and to get what I have, which is an amazing high value man who cherishes my feelings and who just loves me in such a way that I can't help but loving him back. Because I keep waiting for him to be less of a man, but it just won't happen, right? Because he met a woman with standards, those standards have not fallen, and because he was just in it to win it, he was prepared to do whatever it took in order to meet that standard. Because I know that I bring value to him equally, so much so. And when you know that you bring value to a man and to a relationship, you don't just spread that value out like chips. You know, don't spread it out, just don't water everything with that. So the best way to deal with hot and cold is to come out of that game, let him know that you're not about that life. And if you want to give him a second chance, I'm all about giving people second chances if that's who you are, or if you feel that his explanation was decent, he gets one more chance. And if he plays that game again, then honey, you're onto a loser. So this is my advice to you when he blows hot and cold. I hope this helps somebody, and I look forward to seeing you in my next video. If you'd like to work with me one-to-one, if you would like some advice on a personal level, if you feel like some of these things don't quite apply to your situation and you would like to hear what I have to say about your situation, then by all means, visit my website, chengisworld.co.uk, and book a consultation with me, or go into the description link below and make that booking. I look forward to seeing you in my next video. In the meantime, take care of you.